Primetime local news, serving the Lakeland and Midwest regions.
Hello everybody and welcome to Primetime Local News. My name's Ben Lowen and I want to say thank you so much for joining us. The Lloydminster Public School Division started a class that introduced kids to block-based coding. This morning, the Queen Elizabeth School conducted a class that introduced them to Microbit, a small external computer that executes actions with LED lights and makes sounds using block coding.
So block coding takes that long text string that would normally be used in coding and creates it, packages it into a nice little block. And that block then executes that code. It's kind of like Lego, where you add one piece on top of another piece on top of another piece. So instead of a list of programming language using text, what you have is a bunch of blocks together that then execute the code.
Cron also explains the reasons for the introduction of coding to grade 5 students.
We introduce it at grade 5 because they don't have any preconceived notions about what coding is and what it could be. So we introduce it to them in grade 5 so that they can get comfortable with it and possibly consider it as a future career.
Cron will teach Microbit around LPSD schools until the 14th. It has been a hectic start to the year for teachers around the province. In this week's Beyond the Classroom, we see how their professional day of learning is preparing them for the rest of the semester and onward.
Teachers and staff in the Catholic School Division gathered at Holy Rosary on their PD Day to collaborate together and improve the curriculum for the students.
All the teachers from each school, so if you're a teacher of grade 2, you're going to come together no matter which school you work on. And that opportunity is to share good practice, to share what's working really well, and to build each other up with the best possible ways to approach learning.
A topic of discussion at Holy Rosary was finding creative ways to implement some of their new facilities throughout the school.
The question we're always asked, especially in math, when are we going to use this? How is this important? Well, having these accessible tools that students clearly see that they can use outside of school. Now, they may not always do this, but just having it accessible, they can use it, use the tools, find their data. Then outside of school, if they have access to some tools too, use the tools, find the data, and they're used to it because they've done it in schools. They know how to do conversions. They've seen this before, and it's an actual life tool that they use and not just math questions.
And that's all for this week's edition of Beyond the Classroom.
At Lakeland College, our students go beyond the classroom for immersive, hands-on learning experiences. It's about experiencing the real world.
And we'll have more Primetime Local News after the break.
Furniture set and design supplied by Furniture Gallery, downtown Lloydminster.
In the music industry, creating an album is one of the most expensive things to produce. So one local artist has created a Kickstarter to help ease the financial stress. Videos like these can be seen across Eleni Young's social media account. Growing up, her faith and music were things she held very close to her. So in 2016, she released her first EP and is now creating her first album. But the cost of producing, PR, and studio time can become overwhelming for independent artists.
Putting out a project includes marketing, and these days, I don't know really if it's changed that much between 2016 and today, but essentially for every project that you put out, you have to reinvest another 300% of what you spent on the project in marketing.
Her Kickstarter has received lots of donations so far, and Young is extremely grateful for the support from the community.
Just some support from surprisingly so many local people. I don't know why that surprises me so much, but even people that are not, people of faith, they just want to be a part of supporting an artist in their community, and just allowing someone like myself to have the opportunity to actually do the things that I have dreamt of doing for so long.
Young hopes to have the album out by the end of summer. You can donate to her Kickstarter through the website now until March 10th. A bridal and graduation show is planned for Lloydminster later this month. Stacey Comer spoke with the organizer to find out what is planned for the event.
We have two special guests joining us today on Primetime Local News. Chris Brinklow is here. Chris with Olive Shoes Planning and Events. And then we have Max King with FM Entertainment. Thank you for joining me today.
Absolutely. Thanks for having us.
Well, the first thing we're going to talk about is the event that's coming up, and we're calling it the Olive Shoes Bridal and Graduation Show. And this is happening February 17th at the Gold Horse Casino. So, Chris, I'm going to start with you. Can you tell me what is planned for this big event?
It's going to be a really good time. It's we knew that there was a need here in Lloydminster for an event like this. They had something previous before COVID, but since COVID, it kind of dwindled off, and so my wife and I just wanted to bring it back. And it's a great opportunity to really showcase some of our local vendors here in town, as far as uh, weddings and graduations go, because they do overlap in a lot of areas as far as what some of the vendors bring to that. And instead of going on Facebook and asking and looking for who's who, we just decided to bring everybody and put them all in one spot, and invite people to come and say hi and shake some hands.
Well, and this is an event that all ages can attend in the event center. So tell me about the format. What happens when people walk in? Is it going to be a number of different booths, and what's the setup, I guess, for the day?
Yeah, it's really a scatter of the who's who as far as the bridal and graduation industry goes. We have everything from DJs to caterers to venues, photographers, beauticians. So if the ladies are looking for someone to do their eyelashes or their hair, or get manicures or pedicures, so we're going to have people there that represent that. Jewelry. We even have limo drivers and horse and carriage. So we're trying to cover all the bases that we can, and also bartenders will be there. I Love Alberta Boobs will be present, along with a local brewery from Wainwright and some winemakers from here in Lloyd. So it's really covering your entire day from start to finish, whether it is for a wedding or for graduation.
All right, and Max, I'm going to bring you into this now because you are going to be one of the vendors there. So tell me a little bit about what people can experience when they come to your booth, and like, maybe how far ahead are you booking already?
Oh, we've got quite a few bookings for this summer already. So this is just a chance to showcase what else would we provide, whether it's DJ services, production for live music. Or we've got photo booths, we've got linens, and a little bit of decor rental stuff. We're kind of you're all around, kind of come to us for whatever you're looking for. So it's just a nice spot to kind of showcase all of it together.
Well, and I think maybe when people think about having a DJ for their wedding, they don't realize all that can involve. It's not just the music, as you said, there are other things too. So, do you find that when people are speaking with you and they find out all the different things you have, that that's more of a bonus and more of a reason to hire somebody like yourself because you provide so many different things?
Yes, it is for sure. Like as soon as you tell people about the photo booth or the different lighting setups and all that kind of stuff there, it definitely piques everyone's interest in different ways.
So, Chris, I'm going to go back to you for the event now. Do you know at this point roughly how many vendors you have, and where would they be coming from?
We have a lot of everything from everywhere. We have some wedding dresses coming from Cold Lake, from Icings up there. We have our menswear coming from the Men's Den in Vermilion. We have photographers from here in Lloyd all the way out by North Battleford. We have most of it is here in Lloyd, but we had to kind of venture out of town to really get, because not all weddings happen here. I mean, I know for myself, I'm also a DJ, and only a handful of my weddings are actually here in Lloyd. So they, whether they're out in Provo or whether they're out in, North Battleford. I have some in Candle Lake, north of Prince Albert. So there's a lot of traveling that a lot of the vendors do, and they understand that's part of the process. That's all part of being a wedding vendor, because they all just don't happen in one location. So it really is a good opportunity for them to meet with their, the vendors, the photographer, the DJ, the caterer, and really cater to what your day is going to be like, and shake the hand, see the product in person, have the conversation face to face instead of over an email or a phone call. So it's going to be a packed event. I think we have one booth left out of 29. So it's and if you've ever been in the convention hall at the casino, it's a big space, but 29 vendors takes up a lot of space too. So it's going to be busy.
Well, and for those who attend, there's also the bonus of a chance to win a couple of prize packages. So tell me about that.
Yeah, we've had a lot of support here in the community from a lot of some people couldn't make it, so they chipped in, but Richardson's Jewelers, they will be there cleaning jewelry, but they're donating a Michael Kors woman's watch. Our friends out at the Rolling Green Fairways, they have put together a bachelor party cut type thing, up to 8 guys golfing for the whole day, 9 holes. And you also get a $100 gift certificate. We have our friends over at the Travelodge who are providing a room with also a certificate to the Long Branch Steakhouse there. And some of the other businesses are just throwing in freebies, and so there's going to be prizes for both brides and grooms and graduates all alike. So it's not just specific to one person. It's going to be multiple prizes handed out.
All right, well, this sounds like a great event. And once again, February 17th, starting at 11 a.m. until 5 o'clock, the event center at the Gold Horse Casino. Where can people get more information if they just like to look around and see try to find more information on the event itself?
Absolutely. So we just started boosting some of our posts on Facebook so that we can make sure we get as much attention on social media there as possible. They can find us at Olive Shoes Bridal and Graduation Show on Facebook, or they can give my wife a call or a text. Her name is Nicole at 639-840-0736, or myself, Chris, at 639-536-3433.
Awesome. Well, thank you for joining me today. We look forward, Chris and Max, again, this is a great event. There's going to be so much happening, and thank you for taking the time to chat with us today, and we'll see you on the 17th.
Thanks a lot, Stacey.
Thank you.
That's all for news. Sports is next, but first, here's a look at your closing market.
Today's oil prices are brought to you by First General Services.
The Lakeland Wrestlers men's volleyball team is close to finishing the regular season. With how close the ACAC North standings are, every game matters as the playoffs draw closer by the day. Our Thomas Wildman has more on another exciting weekend of volleyball.
The Wrestlers took on the Northwestern Polytechnic Wolves in a 2-game series. In Game 1, the Wrestlers had some tight sets, including a 25-23 nail-biter set win, but the Wrestlers were able to win all 3 sets. Game 2 saw a slower start from the Wrestlers, but they gained form and won the first set 19-25. A few extra service and attack errors hurt the Wrestlers in the second set, but they remained calm and were able to grab the second set 25-20. And while the third set was also very close, the Wrestlers pulled ahead in the end and completed the 3-set sweep with another 25-19 win.
Grand Prairie gave us a bit of a battle in stretches where, I thought we responded okay. I thought we were just patient and waited for opportunities, so I thought that was really good by the guys. Again, and just the calmness throughout, just understanding that, if we do what we're supposed to do, that we're going to probably end out on top. So
the player of the game was Ian Cousin, who grabbed a service ace when called up from the bench and played exceptional defense when on the floor. Cousin and the rest of the team are working hard for the final 2 games of the season and the upcoming ACAC playoffs.
As a team, we aren't as a very big and physical team, so we make sure we're disciplined on defense and make sure we're getting all of our digs and make sure our blocks are in the right position. Playing against these big teams, top of the teams, they have some big guys, and we got to make sure that we can handle them and do our job on the other end and get some points for ourselves as well.
The Rustlers will have their final 2 games of the regular season at home against the Olds College Broncos and the State Trojans. Thomas Wildman, Primetime, local news.
The World Cup ski circuit is in full swing as another competition is coming out west to Calgary. Our own Callum Hawker sat down with one of Canada's top female half-pipe skiers. talking about the event and much more.
I'm joined by Amy Fraser, a Medicine Hat native and a member of the Canadian National Halfpipe Ski Team. Amy, I know you're super busy right now, but thank you so much for your time.
Thanks for having me, Cal.
First off, huge congrats on your first World Cup win out in Mammoth, California. That was an amazing run, Amy.
Thank you.
So Amy, you've been having an unreal year in terms of results. You were coming off a third place finish at the X Games. Can you tell me what was going through your head doing one of the best halfpipe runs I've seen?
Honestly, I'm never really that chill when I'm skiing, so I was pretty stressed. The switch 9, which is my first trick, it's honestly, it goes well most of the time, but if I'm not really on my skis and I'm distracted, or I feel like sometimes it's the craziest feeling. I feel like if I'm not nervous enough, I'm like, okay, maybe I need to get more nervous because like maybe I'm being too chill about it. Yeah, as soon as I do that trick and that's out of the way, then I can kind of breathe and then kind of get through the rest of my run. But honestly, I just have my music on full blast and I'm just thinking about the run. I'm trying not to think about the crowd or what if I fall or any of those bad thoughts that shouldn't come into your head while you're skiing. So yeah, I don't know. I was just running over the run over and over again in my head.
Amy, I know you're kind of right in the middle of the season, but what does the rest of the year look like for you in terms of competition?
The rest of the year looks like we've got the Calgary Snow Rodeo here February 15th, 16th, and 17th, so next week. And then Dew Tour in the first week of March, and that's it for our season. It's kind of short and sweet, but I'm pretty thankful for it. It's a lot of skiing.
You're kind of right at the top of the skiing world, Ames, but is there any goals that you have in the near or far future?
Yeah, for sure. Like I would definitely love to stay at the top of the game, and there's still a lot I want to do with my skiing, like a couple tricks I really want to put down, and I really want to bring in some style and more grabs, obviously, which are pretty important in our sport. Want to bring that into it. I'd like for more girls and women, and also just like the sport in general, to kind of look at female halfpipe skiing and be stoked on it.
You're from Medicine Hat. Can you tell me how that community helped you get to where you are today, Amy?
Yeah, for sure. Medicine Hat, growing up there was awesome. We were part of a ski club called the Hidden Valley Ski Racers, and I think my parents loved it too. We'd all get in the car on weekends and drive to Lake Louise or Sunshine and go to the bigger actual mountains and ski. So that was pretty fun for us. I think that played a big factor in my skiing now, being able to ski well and technically. I mean, I can always improve, but that definitely, if I didn't have that basis of skiing and growing up there, then I probably wouldn't be where I am today. Yeah.
Amy, thank you so much again for your time. Everyone in the Calgary area needs to go out to COP for the Snow Rodeo. I'm sure you're going to have a great event, and good luck again, Amy.
Thank you. Thanks, Cal.
And now let's take a look at your agriculture prices. And now let's take a look at your weather for the next 3 days. On Thursday, we have an 80% chance of cloudy with a bit of snow, so some more snow is going to come down. We'll have a high of -8 and a high of -5 and a low of -8. For Friday, it's going to be a little cloudy, but not too much, a high of -4 and a low of -15. And for Saturday, we're going to see the sun come out for the first time in a couple days, with a high of -6 and a low of -9. So for your next 3 days, the weather is looking pretty good. So if you want to get outside, get to Bud Miller, now's your chance. And that's all the time we have for Primetime Local News today. Thank you so much for joining us, and have an amazing rest of your evening. Good night.